Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, I'm Davina and you are now tuned into Divinely Crowned. As you can see from the title, we're gonna get a bit transparent today. That's like one of my favorite words. I love the word transparent. It just is like, I don't know, it seems so refreshing. But yes, we're gonna get a little transparent on this topic. And if you are looking forward to listening, I'm looking forward to sharing my story. So stay tuned.
But you don't know it's beautiful. Anything is possible. But you don't know it's beautiful.
All right. So before I get to it, let me make sure I tell you guys to like this video, subscribe to the channel, put on your post notifications so you can always know when I post a new video. For those who are returning for the second video, I am so excited. I got so much great feedback, and no feedback at all is just as good. Negative feedback that I haven't heard yet, but hey, whatever feedback you want to give, I am open to it. I'ma still just keep rocking and doing what I do, okay? But like I said from the title, today's topic is about being a millennial adult woman with 2 kids, and yes, I live with my parents. I felt like I wanted to talk about this, one, because as I get deeper into these videos, you probably will see my atmosphere and who I'm usually around, and you probably will see that I'm around my parents a lot. And I also feel like I don't see this topic talked about a lot. I don't know if people are embarrassed or it's just not something that people feel like they need to talk about, but I felt like I should talk about it to, maybe reach somebody who is in the same situation as me or is thinking about being in the same situation where they are thinking about moving back in with their parents, whether they have kids or not. And so I just wanted to come share my heart, share, my story, and, so let's get into it. About 3 years ago now, I feel like it was a tough decision. I did make a tough decision to move back in with my parents. While I was living on my own, I was really having, a hard time providing for me and my kids. I've had my gas turned off, I've had my electric turned off, I've had possible evictions, had to go to court, like all the not fun things of, struggling and trying to provide for 2 kids I was going through. And no one really knew but like close people to me, but it's something that I was really struggling with. And so I made the decision after talking to my parents that I would move me and my kids back in with them. It was something that did make me feel embarrassed. It made me feel disappointed in myself, and just even as a mom, like I felt like I was letting not only myself down but my kids down, and it was very hard. But I knew that I needed to do it, not just for our well-being, our physical well-being and like where we were at, but for our mental well-being. You know what I mean? I wasn't getting the help I needed, and so the best decision I felt like I could make was to move. Okay, sorry guys, I got interrupted by my son trying to show me his new toy, but where was I at? Either way, yeah, so I made the decision to pretty much move in with my parents. In my mind, I was like, I'm only gonna do this for a year. I'm gonna get myself together and I'm gonna get back on my own with my kids. I even was like, I'm gonna move out of town, blah, blah, blah. All these big hopes and dreams. But 3 years later, I'm still here. And you know what? It's the best decision I've made this far for me and my children. What really opened my eyes, I mean, among other things, like, learning getting my credit right, getting just my mental state right. Just so many things have progressed since I've been living with my parents. But what really like opened my eyes was this pandemic. Like being able to kind of take a step back and actually think about how far I've come in the last 3 years, how far my kids have come in the last 3 years of us living with my parents. Like it has really not only humbled me, but really made me realize like I made a good decision. It wasn't a decision that I wanted to make at first, and as an adult woman, like it was something that really was hard for me, but it was so needed because I don't think if I would have not made this decision, I'd be where I am now. You know, I'm even doing like YouTube, even like trying to grow a brand. Like I was so not in a good place and just trying to make it by and trying to just be there for my kids, which obviously I'm still doing now, but like I was so focused on like just trying to survive that I wasn't able to enjoy life and enjoy, you know, things that I'm able to enjoy now, even as simple as watching my kids grow. And I wasn't in a good place mentally, and I feel like, you know, mental health is a really serious thing, and I highly recommend therapy if you need it. Don't be ashamed, especially if you're a black woman or black in general. Yes, I'm going to talk to my people real quick. Like, if you feel like you need therapy, I highly recommend that as well. But that will probably be for another video, so we won't talk about that now. Living with your parents as an adult, like, honestly, I feel like so many more millennials probably live with their parents and are willing to stay. And I know a lot for like where I live, like I'm constantly seeing people bash people who live with their parents and have children or in general, and like we don't know their situation. Like I'm not talking about the people that live with their parents and aren't working or aren't helping around, like, or just mooching off their parents or whatever. I'm talking about the people that are living with their parents, maybe even to be there for their parents, their health situation, or to get their selves together and working on maybe businesses or their credit or healing from a relationship or anything. Like that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. And it's like, don't be afraid to reset and restart and have to do that. And who cares what other people say? Like I know we live in a generation where everybody's trying to make it big and everybody's trying to be successful, and everybody feels like if you're not where right here by this age, then you're a failure. And that is not it. Like there's people that restart at 50 and 60 years old. Like there's people that go back to school at that age. So don't who cares what other people say, because you don't know their situation. Like you don't know why they have to move back. And I bet you any money a lot of people didn't know my situation. You wouldn't have known because I still be all happy and stuff like that. Only my immediate people really knew. But either way, like just, yeah, don't be afraid to start over. Don't feel like a failure. Like I said, like the best decision I could have made was to live with my parents. Like sometimes I say, like, listen, if I'm here until I get married, that is fine with me. And whatever, like you can think what you want about me, but I'm gonna still be doing my thing. I'm still gonna be shining and inspiring and doing the best I can. I'm still taking care of all my business, okay? But no, for real, like if you need to write in the comments like, Davina, I'm struggling, I'm still trying to figure out if I want to do this, like I feel like a failure. You are not a failure. You know what? Being a failure is continuing to stay in the same position when you know you need to make a hard decision to succeed. So don't be hard on yourself. And even those people that are able, like I know there's people that have always had nobody there for them and are doing amazing and have went through struggles and things like that. Like, I applaud them too, and I applaud the people that had to like restart and go back to their family, whether it's family, whether it's your parents, whether it's living with a friend, whether it's living with a coworker, like anything. Like, if you have to reset and restart, single, sometimes married people, I know a few married people that like have had to move back in with relatives until they can build their house or afford like to live in their own home and stuff like that. So we don't know people's situation, and we gotta stop putting these high expectations on where we should be in life. Like I said though, that doesn't mean you just be mooching and playing video games and just spending all your money on clothes and makeup and all that other stuff and not getting yourself together. Like, if you're gonna be moving and living with people, like, make sure you're doing something to progress and grow, learning to save, learning to, build your credit, learning to be in a career you want to be in. Like, if you're gonna do those type of things, make sure you have a goal, an end goal to do better for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, one day, God willing, maybe I'll be able to move my parents into a nice home or something like that. But like, right now, like, I am blessed to be able to live with them and watch my kids grow. Like, my kids have a backyard to play in. Like, there's so much stuff that like I wasn't able to give them before because of me struggling so much, that I'm able to give them now. And at the end of the day, as long as they're happy, their mental state is well, like, I'm able to provide for them in a good way and not feel like, I'm not going to make it to the next, like, situation. Like, that's what my main focus is. And I just want to encourage you guys, like, don't feel like a failure for living with your parents. And honestly, like, I feel like millennials, we are so hard on ourselves. We are so hard on ourselves, and I think we have so much potential and we have so many resources that our parents didn't have, that even we're able to teach our parents so much that they didn't grow up knowing, you know what I mean? So just, yeah, I don't know, I just felt like I needed to share that. And like, you guys just don't know, like, yesterday was Memorial Day, and like, just being around like my immediate family, because we still social distancing people, and we were definitely under 25 people, like way under. We might not even hit 10. No, I lied. We was like a little over 10, but like still. But either way, but just seeing like all my family together and just knowing that I have a good support system, it was a blessing. And I know that some people watching this might not have that, might not have somebody to go to and be able to live with until you get on your feet. But there are resources in your city, I'm sure, and I would recommend looking into that might be able to help you get on your feet. Like, I know here we have like the women's shelters and men's shelters and things like that. So I'm not gonna put in a plug because I don't know really, but like, I know there's certain places you can probably go, and I would highly recommend you just looking into resources, because there's so many ways you can reset your life. And I encourage you to do so if you need to. Don't feel bad. Don't feel like you aren't where you're supposed to be. Don't feel like you're a failure. Don't feel like you're letting your kids down. You're doing the best you can. And like I said, you can write in the comments if you need prayer or anything, because I know God's been good to me. Like, I have to thank him every morning for even just allowing me to be in a home. And like, to be honest, you guys, when I first moved in with my parents, me and my kids were in one bedroom together. One. But thank God I got my own room. God is good, because I be needing it. I be needing my space. I be needing my self-care and my own space. But yes, we were in one room, 3 beds, all of our clothes, all their toys. But I was blessed to be able to move out of the room. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. But yeah, so I am so glad that I shared this, and I hope that it touches somebody and helps them stay encouraged, helps them not feel like a failure. I'm gonna say it again, that write in the comments if you need to some prayer about your situation. And yeah, so I'm gonna wrap this up now, and I will see you guys soon. Once again, don't forget to like this video, put on your post notifications, subscribe to your girl's channel. I am so glad that you guys are even joining this channel, and I just hope that you guys stay tuned for more videos. All right, bye bye.